What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. How am I preparing for a potential recession in 2024? Listen, I want to talk about this. Obviously, I don't want this to happen. None of us do. But the reality of the situation is here that it is a potential thing that could happen in the United States, and we could even have a global recession at some point in 2024. Now, I will say this, it depends on who you ask, right? Some of the pundits out there say, no chance. But when you really look at the data, and probably even more importantly, feel what's happening around you, and just look across at your neighbor, talk to some people at the grocery store, there's a lot of things happening right now that are not good for the overall economy. Bank of America CEO discusses the economic slowdown that they are seeing with the Fed cutting interest rates. So what's happening right now, and how can we best prepare? Because listen, while recessions are scary, right? A lot of people get fearful. The best opportunities and the best times to invest are times when the markets are down, right? When everybody's afraid. There's always an opportunity in times of terror, in times of, recession fears and, all this uncertainty. So I want to talk about it and take you kind of through some of the things I'm doing in this video. So make sure you guys stick around till the end, because I really want this to be kind of an ongoing conversation. And I'm going to continue to kind of talk about this narrative for a little while here as we prepare for what could happen. And here's the thing. If a recession never comes, that's great, right? But we can always prepare for it just in case it does come, and now we're best situated to take advantage of discount prices. We need to have cash on the sidelines right now. That's at least how I'm thinking about this. Having cash on the sidelines is king, because then you're able to make moves when everybody else is just living all freely. Oh, nothing's going to happen. It's all great. It's all dandy. It's fine. And then it all comes crashing down, and people don't have that reserve. People don't have that little bit of a buffer in their accounts, so they're able to withstand the pain that could come from a recession, at least in the short term. But again, we're looking at this not from a standpoint of let's scare everybody into a recession. No, we're preparing for the worst, hoping for the best, and understanding that after a recession, if one actually comes, and I know we have already been in one technically, they changed the definition, I know, but this could be a bigger one, at least from some of the things I'm reading. So with that being said, if it's something that interests you guys, smash that like button for me right now. Do it right now, because we're going to go through a number of different things, both from the crypto side, the stock side, just from a cash standpoint, how I'm thinking about things, how I'm living my everyday life. A lot of things going to be jam-packed in this video for you, and I really hope you take notes and listen, get some value out of this, because I think I'm in a pretty good spot. I think I'm in a pretty good spot to withstand this punch if it comes, and really get on the other side of the hill and reap the rewards. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's start right here. Bank of America CEO discusses economic slowdown and the Fed cutting interest rates. So this is their CEO expecting the U.S. economy to slow down in the middle of next year. So across the board, this is what we're hearing. By middle of next year, we could be slowly entering into a recession. Now, the executive also noted that according to his bank's research, the Federal Reserve will start cutting interest rates in the middle of next year to the latter half of 2024. The chairman said this: the economy slows down in the middle of 24 to about 0.5% annualized growth for the second and third quarter, then works its way back out. And then the Fed will start cutting interest rates, they believe, in the middle of next year to the latter half of next year as well. So that's the basic thing. He said, what would be called a soft landing. The Bank of America chief then cautioned that there is a geopolitical risk, such as if the Fed tightening goes too far. So the Bank of America said this as well. The higher interest rates affect the most rate-sensitive of activities. So homes, you saw the mortgage applications were super low, and they have been for a little while, because higher interest rates makes everybody step back and adjust. Let's talk about this. This is very crucial. Right now, I think, is a very important time for everyone to understand it's time to really start looking at your finances and cut back where you can, right? Sacrifice a little bit in the short term, plan accordingly. You want to have money on the sidelines. If we get a stock market big crash or correction, whatever you want to call it, same thing with inside crypto. You want to be able to take full advantage of this, right? And if you're a long-term investor, you love this, right? Because this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to get in at super, super low prices. We're looking at car purchases, same thing. Elon Musk recently had a terrible report, right? Tesla stock went down, but he raised a similar concern regarding high interest rates affecting car purchases. We're seeing loans out of control right now. People can't afford to even go to the grocery store, okay? Again, look at the big picture here. What's happening? Go to the grocery store. I mean, I know I do this, and I go up there and spend $150, and I come out of there with nothing, right? Look at how many people have credit card debt. Credit card debt is soaring right now. Soaring, right? People can't make their car payments right now. This is getting bad, and it's slowly but surely getting there so people don't see it, right? But this is why this video is so important, because we have the ability to be out ahead of it. Now, the Bank of America CEO concluded saying this, and then we're going to move on to some other things. The point is that all the impacts of everything going on have led to consumer to slow down their activity. This is what the Fed wants, by the way. Whether it'll be bounced back or bounced around in retail sales, this is across all things they do with their money. People don't have excess money right now. There's no doubt about that. So, what are we doing from a crypto standpoint? From a stock standpoint, what are we doing? Let's start with crypto first and foremost. I'm looking at some value investments. Chainlink, I've talked a lot about this. We're seeing a lot of institutional money come into Chainlink. I'm looking at these type of assets right now, less risk. Solana, same thing. Okay, so if I'm looking in the altcoin space, I'm looking for less risk, okay? So there's a lot of different things I like in crypto, a lot. I hold a ton of different things. But right now, during these times, I'm trying to go risk off a little bit instead of risk on, right? So XRP, this is going to be a big one for the entire cryptocurrency market. But when we look at value here, XRP, Solana, Chainlink, and of course, the granddaddy of them all, Bitcoin and Ethereum. These are the type of assets, Cardano, these are type of assets that I want to invest in right now during these time periods. I'm taking less risk. Okay, sure. Will I invest a little bit here and there in some startups? Yes, always looking for those opportunities. However, I'm not going all in right now on anything. I'll continue to dollar cost average into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Here's another one. I do like this one, Caspa. I've added here at about 4.5 cents, 4 cents. There are some value plays out there, right? But when it comes to the cryptocurrency market, it's going to be very fascinating to watch. If we get into a recession in 2024, will Bitcoin be that hedge? Will crypto be that hedge? A lot of it's going to hinge on what happens with XRP. This is the regulatory battle over XRP. This is the defining moment for the crypto industry in a lot of ways, right? And we know that it's all based on is XRP a security or not. If the SEC loses this case completely, we know that Ripple's been getting some wins, but if they lose completely, this is going to open the floodgates. I think XRP becomes one of those top assets that you need to have in your crypto portfolio. I could see a future where you've got a basket of cryptos in your ETF fund or some type of basket of crypto fund where XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, these type of assets, Chainlink, Polygon, maybe Cardano, these type of assets are those ones that you want to invest in. So listen, I love meme coins. I've invested in meme coins. I've invested in small caps, gaming, AI, and I'll continue to hold some of those investments. However, I'm not going all in on those type of things. I'm not taking my liquid cash and dumping it into high risk assets right now. All right, so here's another thing I got to talk to you about. In a recession, is a recession on the horizon in 2024? A lot of people talking about it. A lot of people talking about the potential here. What is a recession, first and foremost? It's a decline in economic activity, okay? We're talking about demand leading to lower output, employment, and lower income for people. So if we start planning now for that, right, this can get us out ahead. So unemployment increases, economic growth slows down, businesses and consumers start spending less. Right now, we're not seeing that ramp up completely, but we're looking at some of the underlying information that's showing us that it could be on the horizon. Look at the debt. By the way, didn't even mention student debt. Student loan debt now has to be paid starting this month. I've actually got a little bit of that myself. So, now I've got that payment to make. I'm almost, getting close to paying it all off. We're getting there. I don't have a ton there. But, these are sort of things you've got to consider, right? Having some extra cash right now is a good thing. Don't go out there and make these extra purchases and things you don't need. If you want to have generational wealth, if you want to get on the other side of this economic downturn and be a big winner, you've got to make the sacrifices now when everybody else doesn't see it. So plan ahead. Be prepared for a recession. It says right here, in addition to saving money, having an emergency fund is essential during economic downturn. A good rule of thumb, have 6-month cash flow for your business stashed away. You don't want to run out of money as market conditions tighten. Make sure you review all your major line items in the budget, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to start another side hustle. Don't be afraid to find another job on the side. Make some extra money so you've got some extra money to invest. Look for the warning signs. And we see the warning signs right now. Are people buying less? Look at homes. People aren't buying homes. People aren't buying homes. There's still a demand, right? The supply's just not there. People are locked into their great interest rates. So consider hiring more workers if you're out of business. But most importantly, don't panic, because these are times of opportunity. Now, if we look at some of the headlines out there, right? Mortgage originations will surge 19% in 2024 as a recession will force rates down. This is coming from Yahoo Finance. This is interesting, right? And it says mortgage originations will jump next year. But home prices are still expected to appreciate for the next 3 years due to low inventory. This is coming from Morgan Stanley. USA Today has done some stuff recently talking about there's no question that that a recession could be on the horizon, planning for it, right? Investors are hopeful the Fed will be able to navigate this so-called soft landing, but there's no guarantees, right? Unfortunately, inflation remains well above the Fed's 2% long-term target. We're not even close. Experts are divided on whether the Fed can actually do this or not. It depends on who you listen to, right? But I'm under the assumption that it could happen. And I'm looking around, looking at all the debt, credit card debt. People can't make their car payments, student loan debt. We know that this is a possibility. And it says right here, from Fortune, recession is likely in 2024 because companies, this is from the company side, they face a huge shock of having to refinance debt at higher interest rates. This is a top strategist warning investors and the public that this could be on the horizon, guys. And again, we'll go over here. Why do we even have recessions in the first place? Supply shocks, number one. There you go, right? There you go. Supply shocks is number one. Here we go. Contradictory monetary or fiscal policy, right, can prove beneficial to the economy when timed and sized correctly. However, given lags in data and policy effects, isn't this what we're experiencing right now? It can also be challenging to properly scope such policies. That's what's going on with the Fed. Financial crises. We saw what happened, the banking crisis earlier this year. Don't forget, that happened. Housing market crashes. We haven't had that yet, but who knows? That could be something to watch as well moving on, because we know that housing prices were so inflated for such a long time. So again, this video is not to scare you. It's for us to plan and get ready. Now, how else am I investing? What else am I doing? Well, I'll tell you this. On the stock market side, I've got a lot of my money in the money market right now. I'm also going to be looking at treasuries. Some of the treasuries out there that could be some great investments are getting tanked right now. Tanked. And of course, the big players in the S&P 500, those 7 big companies that prop up the S&P, they have all year, your Apples, your Microsofts, your Amazons. These companies are companies that I want to invest more in if and when we do get depreciation across the board. Of course, mutual funds, ETFs, low risk plays. So treasuries and the money market right now getting about a little over 5%. That's where I'm stashing some of my cash. A lot of my cash right now. So that way I've got a guaranteed little bit of a gain right here, and it's safe. And if I have to, if and when I want to go deploy that cash, if we get some crazy discount prices, whether it be in stocks and crypto, boom, I've got that money. I can go out there and make a play. So that's what I'm doing right now ahead of this potential downturn and recession that a lot of people are talking about. I'm not freaking out. I'm making sure I'm prepared, and I hope this video finds you well. That's all I have for you today. Make sure you subscribe down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.